Welcome to Velocity's free freight brokerage training demo. I'm really glad you're here, and I'm excited to guide you through this powerful, practical learning experience designed specifically for freight brokers. At Velocity, we're all about helping you build a strong foundation for your brokerage business. Whether you're just starting out or already have some experience, this course will equip you with the tools, guidance, and momentum to take your business to the next level. Think of us as your co-pilot, helping you confidently navigate the complex freight world. So, what's this training all about? This isn't your typical course filled with fluff. It's hands-on, real-world focused, and shows you exactly what it takes to succeed as a freight broker. By the end, you'll understand the entire freight brokerage process, from finding and working with shippers, to locking down reliable carriers, negotiating fair rates, and managing all the details that keep freight moving smoothly. Why is your role so crucial? Because freight brokers are the glue holding the logistics chain together. You connect businesses that need freight moved with the carriers who get the job done. Your skills in coordination, communication, and negotiation directly impact your client's success and yours. Throughout this training, we'll break down your key responsibilities, from building strong relationships with shippers and carriers to mastering load boards, pricing right, handling paperwork, and keeping everything on track. You'll learn how to vet carriers properly, avoid common pitfalls, and stay compliant with industry rules. But that's just the start. We'll dive into insider strategies used by top brokers, like spotting market trends, leveraging seasonal peaks, and building a client base that delivers steady, long-term profits. You'll gain insights into freight market dynamics, load-to-truck ratios, and lane analytics so you can make smart, data-driven decisions. Here's where it gets exciting. This is not just theory. You'll get hands-on with interactive exercises simulating real brokerage scenarios. You'll practice quoting freight, negotiating deals, drafting broker-carrier agreements, and solving real-world problems. Think of this as your personal freight brokerage lab. Building your confidence by doing. We know success isn't just about having information. It's about using it with clarity, strategy, and confidence. That's why this course is designed for active learning. You'll ask questions, engage with the material, and apply what you learn right away. So if you're ready to dive in, sharpen your skills, and gain a real edge in the freight brokerage business, you're in the right spot. Let's get started and turn knowledge into results you can see and feel. We're not just another trucking business service, we're your partner on the road to success. At Velocity, we provide the right direction and speed for your trucking business, no matter where you're at in your journey. Whether you're starting a new trucking company, looking to land a freight broker job, or you're managing a freight brokerage, Team Velocity has the perfect solution for you. We're all about simplifying your trucking experience, providing a one-stop shop for every need. With over a decade of experience, our team of specialized trucking business consultants has helped small fleets to large public companies streamline their operations and run them efficiently. And it doesn't stop there. If you're someone looking for a job in the trucking industry, we've got you covered too. We provide top-notch training to help you get hired and succeed in your role. At Velocity, we offer a range of services to keep you ahead of the curve. Whether it's our truck dispatch or freight brokerage training, helping you apply for trucking permits and authorities, assisting with the best trucking and cargo insurance, or taking care of your safety and compliance needs, we've got it all. Plus, our consulting services are designed to keep you moving forward in an ever-changing industry. So, no matter where you are on your trucking journey, Velocity is here to help you navigate and accelerate your business with confidence. Let's get started and drive your success to new heights. Now, we'll show you all the topics we'll cover in the full training. I won't go into detailed explanations here since this is just a demo, but in the full training, you'll get real-world examples and in-depth coverage of every topic. If you're thinking about getting started in freight brokerage, or maybe you've already dipped your toes in and want to sharpen your skills, grow your income, and build something sustainable, you're exactly where you need to be. Freight brokerage is a dynamic, fast-paced industry right at the heart of the supply chain. As a freight broker, you're not just matching trucks to loads, you're solving problems, managing relationships, and keeping the engine of commerce running smoothly. Whether you're booking your very first load or trying to streamline your current operations, this training series is designed to give you a practical, real-world foundation that sets you up for long-term success. This isn't just theory. We're diving into the skills, systems, and strategies that working brokers use every day, because success here doesn't come from knowing definitions alone. It comes from applying knowledge where every decision affects your relationships, reputation, and bottom line. Let's start with the big picture: the freight and trucking industry. Freight is the invisible force keeping shelves stocked, manufacturers supplied, and economies moving. Over 70% of all goods in North America move by truck. That's everything from groceries on your table to raw materials for homes to the electronics you use daily. None of that movement happens without coordination. That's where you come in. Your job as a broker is to sit between the shipper, the company that needs goods moved, and the carrier, the company or independent driver with the truck. You act as problem solver, middleman, and relationship builder, connecting demand with capacity. Example: imagine a grocery chain needs fresh produce shipped from California farms to stores in New York. You find a carrier with refrigerated trucks reefer who can make the trip on time and keep the goods fresh while negotiating a rate that works for both sides. And doing this well takes more than just a phone and rate sheet. You need to understand how freight flows across the continent, from ports, rail yards, and warehouses to retail stores, distribution centers, and factories. Without that big picture understanding, it's easy to make costly mistakes, like misquoting transit times or overpromising availability. Next, we'll dive into North American geography and time zones. You might think, geography? Really? But this is a behind-the-scenes skill that separates amateurs from professionals. Example: suppose a load picks up Monday morning in Los Angeles and delivers Wednesday in Miami. That's a 3,000-plus mile trip across 3 time zones. You'll need to coordinate pickup times, driver hours of service, rest breaks, and delivery windows carefully. Misunderstanding time zones can cause missed appointments or fines. Route planning and communication are fundamental skills, and we'll walk you through how to master them. Then, we'll explore the structure of the logistics industry. To succeed, you need to understand how all the pieces fit. Shippers, businesses needing freight moved. Manufacturers, importers, wholesalers, retailers. Carriers, companies or owner-operators with trucks, dry vans, flatbeds, reefers, specialized equipment. Freight brokers, that's you, connecting the two, managing rates, documentation, and coordination. 3PLs, third-party logistics providers that may offer brokerage as part of a larger suite of services. Example: a small furniture manufacturer needs to ship assembled sofas across states. You find a flatbed carrier who specializes in oversized freight and can provide proper securing equipment, ensuring safe delivery. Imagine working with a small business that's never used a broker before. They might see you as just another middleman adding cost. You'll learn how to confidently explain your value. Access to a nationwide carrier network, fast capacity sourcing, paperwork help, tracking, and problem solving. We'll also cover equipment and why knowing the right truck and trailer types matters more than you think. There are lots of trailers out there: dry vans, reefers, flatbeds, step decks, lowboys, hot shots, and more. You don't need to drive a truck, but you do need to know what equipment fits what freight. Example: shipping steel coils requires a flatbed with coil racks. Booking a dry van instead would risk damage and delays, costing the shipper and hurting your reputation. This training will teach you to ask the right questions, match freight to equipment correctly, and avoid costly errors. Next, we'll break down what a freight broker actually does day to day. Brokerage is much more than finding trucks. You'll manage customer communication, rate negotiation, scheduling and coordination, real-time load tracking, problem solving when things go wrong, and they will, billing and documentation. You're essentially running a small business where each load is a mini project. The better your systems and communication, the more loads you move, the more money you make. Example: when a load is delayed due to unexpected weather, you coordinate with the carrier, update the shipper, and adjust delivery expectations, keeping everyone informed and minimizing frustration. Speaking of money, we'll cover income potential. In the beginning, a broker might only earn a few $100s per load, but as you gain experience and build steady relationships, your income can scale quickly. Successful brokers often earn thousands per week, sometimes much more, depending on freight volume and margins. We'll show you how to shift from low margin, transactional loads to repeat business and long term profits. Finally, we'll walk through the types of freight you'll work with. Each type has unique requirements, pricing, and challenges. Dry van, most common for boxed or palletized goods. Reefer, refrigerated, temperature-sensitive freight like produce, pharmaceuticals, frozen foods. Flatbed, large, heavy, or awkward freight like steel, lumber, machinery. Oversized, specialized, freight exceeding legal size or weight requiring permits and escorts. Example: reefer loads like frozen seafood require strict temperature control, tight appointment windows, and extra paperwork like temperature logs and proof of delivery. A missed window or temperature slip can cause the load to be rejected, leaving you liable. That's why we'll make sure you know what to expect and how to handle each freight type properly. We're going to walk you through every stage of building and running a freight brokerage, from setting up your business legally to building a client base, managing shipments, and ultimately growing long-term profit. Everything we cover is grounded in real-world practice, not just theory, focusing on the situations brokers face every day. First, we'll guide you through what it actually takes to get your brokerage off the ground. This includes registering your business, choosing the right legal structure, whether that's an LLC, S Corp, or something else, and figuring out your market focus. That focus might mean specializing in certain freight types, like fresh produce, construction materials, or high-value electronics. Or it could mean targeting specific lanes, such as the Southeast to Midwest corridor, or cross-border freight with Canada or Mexico. Example: imagine carving out a niche moving refrigerated goods between Florida and Georgia, becoming the go-to expert in that corridor. That specialization helps you stand out and win repeat customers. You'll also learn how to build a professional brand, choosing a credible company name, setting up a clean, easy-to-navigate website, using a professional business email, no Gmail or Hotmail, and establishing your presence on platforms like LinkedIn, DAT Loadboard, and other industry directories. Carriers and shippers want to work with someone serious and reliable, not just someone testing the waters. Next, we'll cover what it takes to legally operate as a freight broker. You'll learn how to obtain your motor carrier, MC number, file your BOC-3 form to designate process agents in each state, and secure your surety bond, usually $75,000. This bond acts as insurance protecting carriers and shippers if you fail to meet payment obligations or breach contracts. Without these in place, you're not legally allowed to operate. And more importantly, shippers and carriers will verify compliance before trusting you. Example: trying to broker loads without an MC number or surety bond is like trying to drive without a license. It just doesn't work. This is where the rubber meets the road. Freight brokerage is, at its core, a sales business. We'll show you how to identify potential shippers, research their freight needs, and connect with decision makers, usually logistics managers, supply chain directors, or operations heads. It's not about hard selling, it's about solving problems, offering reliable capacity, visibility, and less stress. Example: one new broker I worked with committed to making 5 calls every day. Consistent outreach that turned into a growing pipeline. One call led to a quote, one quote to a booked load, and one load to a loyal customer. Once you're talking to shippers, you'll need to quote accurately, not just throw out a random number. We'll teach you how to calculate rates based on origin and destination, equipment type, fuel surcharges, seasonal demand, market conditions, and current capacity. You'll also learn how to negotiate so you maintain healthy profit margins while offering competitive pricing. Once agreed, you'll close the deal by getting signed rate confirmations and clearly setting expectations for all parties. Example: negotiating a higher rate during peak season while explaining capacity constraints can help you secure better margins without losing customers. A broker is only as good as the carriers they work with. You'll learn how to find reliable carriers on load boards, build a vetted network, and get all the necessary paperwork, like W-9s, certificates of insurance, and signed carrier agreements. We'll also cover the relationship side of communicating clearly, setting tracking expectations, and paying carriers promptly. If you delay payments or cause confusion, carriers talk, and you lose access to capacity. But if you pay on time and treat drivers with respect, you build loyalty, which is a huge competitive advantage. Example: paying a carrier quickly and updating them regularly during a tough delivery keeps that carrier coming back to you, even when business gets busy. Cash flow can make or break your brokerage. Shippers often pay on net 30 to 60 terms, but carriers usually want paid in 7 to 14 days. So, how do you bridge that gap? That's where factoring companies come in when they pay you upfront within 24 to 48 hours, taking a small percentage of your invoice. This keeps your cash flow healthy, keeps carriers happy, and keeps your operations running smoothly. We'll help you evaluate factoring options, understand the costs involved, and decide if factoring fits your long-term business model. Now let's talk about something that many new brokers overlook until it's too late: liability, insurance, and freight claims. This is one of the most critical areas in freight brokerage, because in logistics, things will go wrong. It's not a question of if, but when. You're dealing with dozens, sometimes hundreds, of moving parts: drivers, equipment, weather, traffic, customer demands, and sensitive freight. And any one of those elements can trigger a problem. Maybe a load gets damaged in transit, like a pallet of glass breaking due to rough handling. Maybe it gets lost, stolen, or delivered to the wrong location. Or maybe, and this happens more than you'd think, a forged signature shows up on the proof of delivery, and the consignee denies they ever received it. In any of these scenarios, you could be held financially responsible, even if it wasn't technically your fault. If you don't have the right insurance and a working knowledge of how claims are handled, your business is exposed. You could be looking at thousands of dollars in losses, plus a ruined relationship with a shipper who expected you to protect their product. That's why we go in depth on the types of insurance brokers should carry, like contingent cargo, general liability, and errors and omissions. Example: contingent cargo insurance can protect you if the carrier's insurance doesn't cover damage to a shipper's expensive electronics during transit. What's actually covered by the carrier's insurance versus yours? Example: a carrier's insurance usually covers physical damage to the freight while in transit. But if a paperwork error causes a billing dispute, your errors and omissions insurance might cover the claim. How to file and manage claims if something goes wrong. Example: immediately collecting photos of damaged goods, delivery receipts, and driver logs can speed up claim resolution and reduce your liability. What documents to gather immediately, like photos, delivery receipts, rate confirmations, and driver logs. How to communicate with all parties involved without admitting liability too early or burning bridges. This isn't just about protecting your profits. It's about protecting your business reputation. Because if a shipper doesn't trust that you can handle issues, they won't send you freight again. Next, we'll introduce you to a key tool for anyone who plans to handle cross-border or international freight: Incoterms. Short for International Commercial Terms, Incoterms are a set of standardized shipping terms developed by the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC. These define who is responsible for the freight at each stage of its journey, including who pays for shipping, who handles customs, who assumes risk, and when. If you're working with overseas manufacturers or moving freight between the US, Canada, or Mexico, you'll encounter Incoterms like FOB, free on board, CIF, cost, insurance, and freight. DDP, delivered, duty paid. Understanding what these mean and how they impact your role as a broker is essential. You don't want to assume responsibility for something that isn't yours or confuse the shipper and carrier by miscommunicating terms. In international logistics, confusion creates costly delays and legal issues. We'll break down the most common Incoterms, when and how to use them, and what they mean for your liability, cost, and coordination responsibilities. One of the most valuable pieces of this training is a full walkthrough of the life cycle of a load, from beginning to end. Think of every load as a mini project with multiple phases. Booking the load, confirming details with the shipper, negotiating a rate, and securing a carrier. Example: confirming that a shipment of fresh produce must be delivered within 24 hours and booking a reefer-equipped carrier accordingly. Dispatching the truck, making sure the driver has pickup info, documents, and knows expectations. Tracking and managing in-transit issues. Staying on top of progress, updating the customer, and addressing any roadblocks. Example: alerting the shipper and consignee immediately if a highway closure delays the delivery. Confirming delivery, collecting pods, proof of delivery, checking for damages or issues. Billing and follow-up, invoicing the shipper, paying the carrier, handling any disputes. The more streamlined this workflow is, the more efficient your brokerage becomes. That means fewer errors, faster payments, better relationships, and higher profit margins. If you're scattered, tracking loads by text, missing paperwork, or forgetting to invoice on time, you're leaving money on the table and risking your reputation. We'll teach you how to build a clean, repeatable process for managing loads, so you can go from handling a few here and there to managing dozens per week without burning out. Of course, to manage all of this efficiently, you need the right tools. That's where load boards and dispatch software come in. You'll get a guided tour of industry platforms like DAT and TruckStop, where you post available loads, search for trucks, and monitor rate trends. TMS, Transportation Management Systems. Software platforms that help you manage dispatch, documentation, billing, and load tracking from a single dashboard. Carrier onboarding platforms like EMIS or My Carrier Packets to streamline setup and compliance. These are the same tools the pros use daily. Knowing how to navigate them quickly and confidently helps you. Eliminate paperwork headaches. Avoid double booking or no-shows. Track every load in real time. Store essential documents securely. Invoice on time. Get paid faster. Technology won't replace the human side of brokerage, but it will help you move faster, make fewer mistakes, and grow faster than trying to do it all manually. Finally, we'll bring it all together with a focus on long-term success. This isn't just about booking a load today, it's about building a business that lasts. We'll talk about the importance of exceptional customer service, being responsive, proactive, and solution-oriented. How to build systems so your business doesn't collapse if you get sick, take a vacation, or scale up. Why your carrier network is one of your biggest assets, and how to treat carriers with professionalism so they prioritize your freight. Example: giving consistent, respectful communication and timely payments will make carriers prioritize your loads over others. How to nurture relationships with shippers, move from transactional work to contract freight, and become their go-to broker. In this business, your name is your brand. If you consistently deliver results, communicate clearly, and solve problems quickly, word will spread, and you'll grow without having to hustle for every single load. Wrapping it all up. So whether you're brand new to the industry or already moving freight and looking to improve your operation, this training is designed to give you real-world, actionable skills. No fluff, no filler. By the end, you won't just know how freight works, you'll know how to run a brokerage that's professional, profitable, and built to last. Let's get started. In this next section, we're going to show you a sample prospecting call between a freight broker and a potential shipper. This is a real-world style interaction that gives you a clear understanding of how professional outreach actually sounds, what to say, how to say it, and what kind of responses to expect. This demo will focus on how to introduce yourself as a broker, how to position your value without sounding pushy, what kind of questions to ask to qualify a shipper, how to handle objections and move the conversation forward. Please note, this is just a partial recording of a sample conversation to give you a taste of how these calls work. The full call, including advanced follow-up strategies, closing techniques, and email templates, will be covered in the full training. So sit back, listen closely, and picture yourself on the line with a real customer. These are the kinds of conversations that build strong, lasting business relationships, and we're here to help you master them. Now, we're going to show you a demo conversation between a broker and a shipper. Real-time conversations like this help you understand how these discussions actually happen in practice. Keep in mind, this is only a partial conversation included here for your review. In the full training, you'll be able to watch and listen to the entire conversation video.
Hi, this is Sarah at Apex Brokers. How can I help you today?
Hi Sarah, this is Nancy calling from North Logistics. I saw your load posted on DAT Toronto to Los Angeles, 53-foot dry van, 44,000 pounds. Is that still available?
Yes, it is. We're looking to move that as early as tomorrow morning. Are you covering it?
I've got a truck in Mississauga right now, empty and ready for pickup. Can we go over the details?
Sure thing. Pickup is tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 12 noon, local time, from a distribution center in Etobicoke. Delivery is by appointment in LA, with a delivery window Friday between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific.
All right, that works for my driver's hours. What are you offering on the rate?
To learn more, please reach out to us at velocity.ca and get access to the full training. In this section, we're giving you a short preview of the load board. This quick demo is just to help you get a feel for how the interface looks and how it works. In the full training, we provide in-depth, step-by-step demos of major platforms including LoadLink, DAT, and TruckStop. You'll learn how to search for loads post-trucks, use filters effectively, and maximize each platform's tools. The complete training is approximately 8 hours long, packed with real-world examples, workflows, and actionable insights to help you succeed in the freight and logistics space. This preview is just a small sample to give you an idea of what to expect. DAT Loadboard is one of the most widely used platforms in the US. You'll notice it offers real-time market rates, fuel surcharges, and even predictive pricing tools. It's great for getting a feel for spot market trends and staying competitive on pricing. We'll demo how to search for trucks and how to post a load for maximum visibility.
Posting a load, or shipment as it is referred to, allows you to advertise your freight to the entire DAT database of carriers or to a select list of carriers that you choose. It's a great way of securing a truck for freight that you need moved. DAT1 allows you more control over your postings than ever before. Start by navigating to the My Shipment screen and clicking on the New Shipment button, and then New Posting. The first thing you will decide is if you want to send this shipment to a private network of carriers that you have built, or to the entire DAT load board where all carriers in the DAT database can see your shipment. If you choose Post to Private Network, you can then decide if you want your entire network to receive the shipment, or if you want to send it to a specific group of carriers within your private network. At the end of the day, you have total control over who will see this shipment. Next, you'll need to provide the details of the shipment. The equipment type needed, the length and weight, the origin and destination, and so on. When you get to the Bookings options section, you can decide whether you want the carriers to book the shipment online without a phone call to you, or whether you want them to bid on the shipment, allowing you to accept the best bid. If your company uses a transportation management system, or TMS, or if you have your own website which allows carriers to book loads, then you can direct carriers right to those locations by entering your TMS or booking site URL. When they click to book the load, they will be redirected to your site to complete the process online. If you do choose the book or bidding option for your shipment, then you must also provide a rate that you are willing to pay the carrier. For your convenience, DAT1 shows you what the average rate in the lane is, so you have an idea of what carriers have been getting paid for similar loads. When you are finished filling out the form, just click Post, and the shipment will be sent to the carriers you selected. Whether that be the entire DAT carrier community, a private network, or a group within your private network. When utilizing DAT1's private network, you have the ability to send your shipments directly to carriers of your choice, allowing them to book both your shipments online and bid for them. Both of these options are completely done online, without the need for annoying phone calls, allowing you to move your freight faster. If you choose one of these options when posting, carriers will respond and you'll need to know what to do. When logged in, you will see notifications pop up when carriers respond. Click on the pop-up or click My Shipments to see the responses. If you've chosen the book option, you will be able to see the carrier's response and click to either accept or decline it. At that point, the carrier will receive a notification in DAT1 to your response. If you accept it, you will be reminded that you need to email your rate confirmation to the carrier to finalize the booking. If you reject it, the carrier will be notified of your response. If you chose the bidding option when booking, the carriers will respond with their preferred rate. Again, you will have the chance to accept or reject them. Rejecting their bid will notify them, allowing them to submit a lower bid to win your favor. They can do this up to 5 times. If you accept their bid, you will once again be reminded that you have to email the rate confirmation to the carrier in order to finalize the booking. And that's it. All that and no phone call was required. Automation that fits your needs. Move freight faster. When viewing your available shipments, DAT1 offers you a way of seeing available trucks that might be a good match to your needs. While waiting for carriers to respond to your shipment, you could find some yourself that you may want to reach out to. Just click on the View Related Trucks option to see them. Now, just scan through the results DAT finds and contact the ones you're interested in. DAT1 provides a simple way of conducting a search for trucks that match your needs. This is done right from the Search Trucks option in the menu. Simply click on this option and you will be presented with a form to complete. Start by adding the origin of your shipment by entering a city and state or zip code. Next, select the DHO, or deadhead from origin. This is the maximum number of miles a truck could have to drive empty to pick up your load. Keep in mind that carriers prefer to not have to burn too much diesel to get to their next load. Next, you will fill in your shipment's destination, city, state, or zip code, and the DHD, or deadhead from destination. The next field requires you to enter the type of equipment or truck you will need for your shipment. You will then select the date range, or when your shipment is available to pick up. Click the calendar to select your range. You now have the opportunity to add your truck limits. Here, you will indicate if you are looking for full loads or partial loads, or if you would like to see all of them at once. You are also encouraged to add in the length and weight of the shipment to ensure only capable trucks are returned in your results. Next, choose how far back in the DAT's database you would like to search. You can select anywhere from 1 to 96 hours. You may also decide to add a company filter by clicking on the Company button. You can filter results by the carrier's home state. For instance, if you had a shipment going to Portland, Oregon, you may benefit from finding a carrier that lives in Oregon and is trying to return home. And based on your subscription, You may also be able to filter out companies you don't want to see here, or just show ones that you prefer to see. When finished, run the search, and you will see trucks that match your shipments. You may now set an audible alarm in this search by clicking the bell in the tab at the top of the screen. Selecting this will allow DAT1 to audibly alert you each time a new truck arrives in the database, allowing you to get them on the phone quicker than other brokers that may want to use them. And if you don't get a lot of results, don't fret. DAT1 will offer you similar results that may help as well. These are trucks that don't exactly match your search criteria, but they may be helpful in an area where there are not a lot of trucks.
Ready to jump into the freight world and actually start making real money? You're in the right place. We've built a training program that gives you everything you need to launch a profitable brokerage, right from day one. Here's what you'll learn. How to legally set up your freight brokerage with all the permits, authorities, and compliance details handled. How to find and win over shippers using proven real-world sales strategies. How to price loads correctly to stay competitive and profitable. How to grow and scale your business using smart systems without burning out. How to handle common challenges like claims, late payments, and communication breakdowns. What's inside the training? Step-by-step guides and ready-to-use templates, live coaching with freight industry experts, load board tools, dispatch software tips, and automation hacks to save time and increase revenue. Want to get started? Head over to www.welocity.ca or email us at info@welocity.ca. And if you're watching this video, you can find the direct link to the full training in the captions below. Let's get to work, because freight doesn't move without brokers like you. Get trained, get confident, and start building your future, one load at a time. Before we wrap up, here's something important for anyone considering joining our training program. Once you subscribe and complete Welocity's online freight broker training, you'll receive an official certificate of completion delivered straight to your email. It's a great way to showcase the skills you've developed and adds real credibility to your professional profile, whether you're applying for a job or building your own brokerage. But that's not all. We're also including a free brokerage starter kit, packed with essential tools, templates, and resources to help you hit the ground running on day one. It's everything you need to start working smarter and more confidently in the freight industry. So keep an eye on your inbox. These bonuses are waiting for you once you enroll and complete the training. Thanks again for spending your time with us today. We're truly excited to help you start your journey, grow your knowledge, and build a successful brokerage. Together, let's make it happen. Thank you to everyone who joined today's demo training session with Welocity. We're truly excited to have had the chance to share valuable insights that can help you move forward in the trucking and freight brokerage industry. Ready to take the next step? Visit us at www.welocity.ca or shoot us an email at info@welocity.ca. And if you're watching this as a video, you'll find the direct link to the full training in the captions or description below. Let's get to work, because freight doesn't move without brokers like you. We can't wait to help you build something amazing.